Hello everyone, welcome back to Practically Outdoors. There's snow in the hills, so I'm out on an adventure today, hiking up to a little lake in the mountains. Gonna hang out there for a while and cook some food. This adventure started off with a bang. It was real scary. I was driving up this road right here to the trailhead, and this is a huge, long, really steep hill here, and obviously you can see it's all covered in snow. And it was fine until I got to this point on the hill, and it's just a sheet of ice under the snow right at the crest of this hill. And I started to slide backwards in the truck really fast, and it's just a drop into a ravine basically off that side of the road. So I just turned my wheels to try and put myself in the ditch instead, and right on the side of the road it finally caught some traction and slowed down, but it was terrifying. I had to put my chains on to get turned around and get back down the road a little ways to where I could park safely. So now I have to hike this part. Normally you can drive it, but that was pretty terrifying. That hasn't happened to me before, not like that. But anyways, there's lots of snow up here. I'm gonna make dessert today. I have a bit of a sweet tooth, and instead of regular lunch today, I'm gonna make some brownies and some ice cream. I love brownies and ice cream. Thought it'd be a good treat out on a winter hike. So stay tuned for some of that. I'm following some bunny rabbit tracks. I guess they like this trail too. I honestly didn't think there was going to be this much snow here. If I knew there was going to be this much, I would have brought a little shovel. It's the ground, I finally found it. It's under about 3 feet of snow, but it is down there. I didn't bring a shovel because I didn't think there'd be 3 feet of snow. I thought there'd be like half a foot of snow. Guess that's what I get for assuming. Anyways, I'm just about dug down to the ground here. Once I'm down to the dirt, I'm gonna collect a little wood and then get a fire going. Well, I've kicked away enough of that snow now that I can get a fire going without it melting into the snow. Got a nice little circle cleared out. And now I'm just gonna go trudge through the snow and round up a little firewood. There you have it, a lovely pile of firewood. All right, let's get this fire going and make some lunch. So this wood that I'm making a fire with today, this is yellow cedar or cypress, as it's sometimes called, and it usually grows at higher elevations. I'm up here pretty high up in the mountains, and there's not a lot of red cedar up here, which is what I usually make fires with. Haven't made a ton of fires with this stuff, so we'll see how it goes. Smells really good. Should burn good, it's nice and dry. Gonna take my little box grater, grate me up some tinder. Beauty. Perfect fire starter. Well, that was pretty easy. That yellow cedar lit right up. So for my lunch today, I'm doing something a little different. I brought some brownie batter that I made up last night at home, and I brought a tin tray, and I'm going to pour it into the tin tray and try and cook it on the coals. And then I'm going to make ice cream out of the snow. I've never done it before, but I'm excited to try it. I have no idea how it's going to go. I forgot to bring a bowl to mix the ice cream in, so I'm going to have to pour the brownie batter into the tray first, and then I'm going to have to wash out the container that the brownie batter was in, and then try and make the ice cream in that container. So it's going to be a bit of a thing, but bear with me while I do my best. I'm just spooning the brownie batter into this tray. It's super thick because it's well below zero up here. That's about as evenly spread out as I feel like it's going to get. Just cover it up with some good old tin foil. And my fire's looking like a pretty good coal bed now. A little bit of flame left in there, but I'm just going to poke it around a little bit and then set the tray on the coals. Just going to kind of spread the coals around the tray. Put a few on top of the tray. I'm going to be a little surprised if that turns out, to be honest. But as long as it's kind of sort of cooked through and safe to eat, I'll throw some ice cream on it and give it a shot. So now I got to wash out the brownie batter container. There's a little creek over there that's somehow still running water. So I'm going to go over there and rinse the sucker out and get going on the ice cream. The snow keeps falling out of these trees in big clumps. It's very cold. Okay, I got the brownie container cleaned out. Time to make the ice cream. We're going to kind of fill this container with snow. Clean snow. Keep the yellow snow jokes to yourself. So the main ingredient here, aside from snow, is our sweetened condensed milk. Now, I don't really know how much you're supposed to add, but it just, you know, the idea is to just keep adding it and tasting it until you get it to where you want it. And I also came up with this great idea. I thought I'd try making maple walnut ice cream. Everybody else I've seen do this just makes vanilla ice cream. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool, but let's try something different. So I brought some real maple syrup and some chopped walnuts. So I don't know if that was a good idea or not, but we're going to mix it together and see how it tastes. So in with the maple syrup. And we're going to keep mixing it. Not quite at the consistency of ice cream yet. It's still a little flaky and powdery. Maybe that means I need some more sweetened condensed milk. That's looking a little better. We're getting there. Just about time to add my walnuts. All right, I've got it all mixed up. It looks really good. I'm pretty impressed with how it looks. I'm excited to try it. Let's see what it's like. Yeah, it's pretty darn good. I'm impressed. The ice cream's still got a little bit of a crunch to it from the snow, I'd imagine if it was warmed up a little bit and it just got to melt just a tiny bit, it would probably be a lot smoother. Yeah, I don't want to eat it all before my brownie's ready though, but I could. That's really good. That brownie's been cooking for maybe 15 minutes. I'm gonna lift the tin foil and have a peek. Well, it's definitely cooking. It's still wet in the middle, but it looks like brownie around the edges. I don't know how much heat is left in those coals. I might have to stoke the fire back up and then put the brownie back on top. It's definitely still liquidy in the middle. Stay tuned. Okay, got the fire stoked back up. Just need to let it burn down a little. Then I'll throw the brownie tray back on there. I don't know if this is a good idea or a bad idea, but I'm going to try flipping this whole thing. I feel like the bottom is probably more than done, so it just needs a little more cook time on the top half. That's probably not the ideal way to do that. But I'm running out of daylight here, and I really want a brownie. I'm about out of time, so this brownie's as done as it's gonna get, and I can smell it starting to burn. So my hopes aren't really high, but I gotta take it off now and see what she looks like. Are you guys ready for the great brownie reveal? Don't get your hopes up. Burnt on the bottom, liquid on the top, as I suspected. There's probably some edible chunks in there I can pull out and put in with my ice cream. Not the ideal way to cook your brownies, kids. There we go. We made the best of it. That's not so bad looking. Okay, let's give this a try. Where am I going to sit? Oh, I don't know. In the snow, the only place there is to sit. Okay, we know the ice cream's good, but how is the brownie? Not bad. The rest of the burnt brownie definitely imparted some burnt flavor into the little bit of brownie that was cooked properly. That ice cream's a hit though. Man, that just tastes like regular maple walnut ice cream. Super impressed with the ice cream. Not super impressed with the brownie. But I do think I'm going to revisit this when I have more time and less snow. Well, I mean, need some snow for the ice cream, but trying to make a fire in 2.5 feet of snow was more of a challenge than I expected today. I mean, that's a pretty good looking bite. Get some brownie, get some ice cream. Well, friends, this wraps up another adventure for me. So if you enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next adventure.